What's up, teammates? So what we gonna do now? We see what the draft positions look like. So, did the numbers looking at it? If we lose and Cleveland wins, we go as high as the third pick. If we win, we got the 10th pick. And if everybody loses, we get the fourth pick. Or we stay where we are. And if we lose and everybody else wins, we get the fourth pick. So, what we're looking at is the third pick, the fourth pick, or the 10th pick. And that's where we're at. So what do we do from there? Well, if we get the third pick, then it's only going to be who? Tennessee Titans and the New York Giants in front of us. Right? Yeah. And then, so then if we look, I got it right here. Let's go through it again. If we lose, we get, and the Cleveland Browns win, we'll get the third pick behind the Titans and the Patriots. If we win, we get the 10th pick, and if we lose and Cleveland Browns lose, we'll get the fourth pick behind the Giants, the Titans, and Cleveland Browns. And of course, if we win and the Giants lose, they'll stay. I think they're in third pick right now. So either way, we won't be able to get in front of the Giants and the Titans. So what do we do then? What do we do from there? If we can't get in front of the Giants and we can't get in front of the Titans and we win, we're falling all the way back to 10. What do we do from there? Do we package something together? I mean, 10 is not that far back. 10 is not that far back to try to package something for Shedeur Sanders. His draft stock is going down after that game, so he might be able to fall to 10. If we lose, there's a good chance he'll be sitting there at 4. And if somehow Cleveland wins and we lose, he'll be there at 3. Well, almost definitely. So there's a really good chance that we're going to get Shedeur Sanders. Even if we win, falling back to 10, there's still a chance. Say we get in, we're at 10. Somehow the Giants decide that they don't want to take Shedeur Sanders. And then what? Is Jacksonville next? Currently, it would be Jacksonville, then Carolina, the Jets, then us. So then there's a few teams in front of us that don't need quarterbacks, if the Giants skip on them and the Tennessee skips. So if Tennessee and the Giants skip on Shedeur, then basically he's coming here because the other teams after that don't really want to go after a quarterback. I don't think the Jets want to. Carolina's going to keep theirs. Jackson's going to keep theirs. Cleveland is here, maybe there about their quarterback. I don't know if they're going to jump in the draft for a new one at their very first pick. Not on this quarterback class, I don't think. I don't think they're going to switch up Jameson Winston for Shedeur Sanders in his first year with the number 1 pick. That's kind of dangerous. But it is the Cleveland Browns. So you really never know what the hell they're going to do because they don't know what the hell they're going to do. So, we can get, the thing is, we can get Shedeur Sanders. We can get him no matter what happens, win or lose. And if it is lose, it'll be a small package. We won't have to give up too much. We'll have to swap picks and maybe something in the second round and maybe something in the third round like next year or some shit like that. Or swap this year and first rounder from next year and the Devontae Adams pick from this year. So, something like that. Whatever it is. It should be easy to make a small package to get Shedeur Sanders if that's what the Raiders want to do. The question is, what do we do? Do they do that? Is that what they want to do? Are they willing to make a small package to put Shedeur Sanders if we need to? Because if we lose, we could probably just get him straight up. If we have to just leapfrog the Giants from, third to first. I guess we'd have to get past the Giants and the Cavs, the Browns, the Cleveland Browns. So the Patriots are there for a leapfrog. Titans are there for a leapfrog if they're not really trying to get a quarterback. So we can still get in front of the Giants to get Sador, even coming down from 10 if we need to, which I don't think we'll need. Which we'll see. You know, we're not sure that the Giants want and need a quarterback. That doesn't mean that they're going to straight up grab Sador or Cam. You know, they might have another plan in mind. I don't know. We don't know. It's likely that they're going to pick a quarterback, though. But it doesn't mean that quarterback is going to be Sador. As a matter of fact, it's looking like Sador falling back down may not even be the second top quarterback in the draft just because of people saying different things about the Alabama quarterback and the dark kid from Ole Miss, I think. There are other youngins that's coming out, kind of is deciding to come out more recently that people are looking at in the ranks as far as trying to rate which quarterback is one and which quarterback is the least talented in this upcoming draft class. And we don't really know right now. We don't know how draft stock is going to rise and fall as the draft season goes. What we do know is that no one's really impressed with this quarterback draft class, and someone grabbing Sador Sanders in front of us is not a guarantee. And as far as we see it as fans, if Sador falls to us in the first round, he's a guaranteed pick. I don't know that they necessarily think that it's the Raiders. I hope so. I mean, it's more likely than not that if Sador falls to us, he's going to be the pick that we take. So at 10, we're not too far away from Sador. So guys, don't have to worry about being pissed off at 8 if we win, because we're not going to fall too far. We're not going to fall out of 10. And if we lose and the Cleveland Browns lose, we slide all the way up to 3. We're still behind the Titans, and we're still behind the there's other fools, Patriots. But if the Giants win and we lose, we slide in front of them to the 3rd pick. Now, if we both win, then, if the Giants lose, then they get that spot. That's their spot. If the Giants win and we lose, then we slide into that spot. No. Yeah, we slide in front of them into 3rd, and they'll have 4th. So we can slide in front of them. If they win and we lose, we'll slide in front. If the Cleveland Browns win, they win, and we lose, we slide all the way down into the 3rd spot. But if they both lose, we stay where we are, and the rest depends on who else wins or loses with their records at 4 and 13, or 3 at 4 and 13 if they lose with a 3-win record. So anyway, if they currently have a 3-win record. So what I'm saying is, in between 10 and 7 is good enough to get up to where we want to be if we are going for Sador Sanders. If we're putting in on Sador Sanders, 10 is not too far away from him, considering what's been going around as far as Sador Sanders' stock falling and other quarterbacks around him rising, and quarterback class being weak, and just a lot of really talented players coming out and in other positions like cornerbacks and who else, whatever the other position people are excited about this year. Nothing's coming to mind. But anyway, it's there. Sador is there. I mean, and the silver lining is, even if we win, we can still get him. So, Team Tank, don't be too upset if we win. All right, it's not going to be the end of the world. There's still a draft chance that we can get Sador. Hell, there's still a chance that he falls to us if we don't win. Patrick Mahomes went 10th. Didn't he? 10th or 11th? Lamar Jackson went, 9th or 8th? So anyway, if they're on the board, they can slide. And if they slide, they'll slide to us. Or if he's on the board, he can't slide. And if he slides, he'll slide to us. We'll get him. If he slides towards us, we're going to get him. So it's looking like even if Aiden wins, we haven't played ourselves out of Shedeur Sanders. And next year, it'll still be the Shedeur versus Aiden competition to see who starts. And most of the Raider Nation out there thinks it's just taking the ball and giving it to Shedeur and saying sayonara to Aiden. We'll see. I don't know how people think Aiden O'Connell's not going to be on the team after this year. Like, that's ridiculous. Why would they even give him up? For who? For what? And you think they're just going to let him walk? And if he sucks that bad, who's going to come get him? And if he sucks that bad, why did they even put him on the market? No one's going to be looking at him. No one's coming to for request trade rumors for Gardner Minshew. They're going to wait till we drop his ass. If anybody takes him. They're not going to, we're not going to receive any calls for Gardner Minshew. Even at the end of the year, we say we're going to start Aiden O'Connell and we're drafting the quarterback. We're not sure what we're going to do with Gardner Minshew. There's not going to be a lot of phone calls, if any. Okay? Maybe if he hits the free agent market and they're like, well, he's free. We'll see. But no one's going to come and say, hey, Raiders, we'll give you something for Gardner Minshew. No. We won't get any of that. So we'll either keep him on our team, he'll be our backup quarterback, and be on our actually, if we keep Gardner Minshew on this team, his only chance is to be a practice squad quarterback. We're not going to start Gardner Minshew over Aiden O'Connell. We've done that once. We saw what happened. If the rookie's good enough to start over Aiden, then Gardner definitely has no place in the lineup because he's not going to be number one quarterback because he's starting the rookie starting. And Aiden's better than Gardner Minshew, so why the hell would he be the backup quarterback? So Gardner Minshew's gone. Period. If you guys like that Minshew mania, that's out the window. Because I doubt he would want to stay on as a practice squad quarterback for us when he could be a practice squad quarterback somewhere else. Well, we're not going to keep him as a practice squad quarterback for all that goddamn money. And we're not going to start Gardner Minshew over Aiden O'Connell. So if we're going to get a rookie to draft the quarterback, if we go get Shedeur, we got to get rid of Gardner Minshew. And we'll get rid of the money, and that'll be much better for us. Because we'll pick up something with the leftover cash that we abused on, Gardner Minshew. Which we needed to get a good back. We needed to get the best backup quarterback we could get at that time because of the way the draft was going down. So I said from the beginning that it was a good idea to get Gardner Minshew. And I still believe that it was a good idea to get Gardner Minshew. I just don't think it was a good idea to start Gardner Minshew. And the way the season fell apart, you all can tell that it was a bad idea to start Gardner Minshew. But like my people on the channel don't know how I feel about it. The reason why Gardner Minshew started in the first place. So no need to get into that. Team Tank, Tom Telesco Tank try is done. So, but it still worked out in his favor to the point where, hey, we're not going to be any worse than out of the top 10. So, we'll still have a chance to leapfrog if we got to put a small package together. And, if things fall the way of Team Tank, then we'll lose. Cleveland will lose. We'll lose. Cleveland and the Giants will win. We'll fall into the third pick. And at that point, Shedeur is pretty much guaranteed to fall to us. So, what do we do in the draft? We wait. We wait calmly. And we let everybody else build their stuff up. We wait. And we see what the market is saying. We wait. And we see who's rising and who's falling. And we stay quiet. We don't give out any information about what we want to do. We always do that. Every team always does that. But still, this year, like last year, what the Raiders do is integral to what everybody else around us is going to do. The reason everybody took a quarterback so early last year is because they were afraid that the one they might like wasn't going to be there if they didn't pick before the Raiders. This year is the same thing. They know the Raiders are going to go for a quarterback. So if there's one in front of them, they got to go get them. If there's a team that wants one, they got to make that work. I don't think other teams are going to work that hard to get Shedeur Sanders. If the Giants want him, they'll get him. He's just going to fall into their lap, and they'll be happy. And Team Sanders will be happy with that. They're not afraid to have him go to New York. Deion's not going to try to talk him out of that one. I don't think that is one of the teams on the list of teams that I'm going to say, hell no, you can't go if he gets drafted by him. So, we'll see what we do. We'll see what happens after the game. It's going to be exciting to see what happens. And then, off-season is going to be exciting to see what happens. Shoot, Sunday's going to be exciting. Monday's going to be maybe even more exciting. It may be tumultuous, maybe not necessarily exciting, but we got Monday to look forward to. Good, bad, or ugly. It's coming, and we're going to have a lot more questions to answer come Tuesday morning. Because if Antonio Pierce is going to be fired, he'll be fired on Monday. Tuesday morning, they'll be talking about who they're looking at to replace him. We'll be talking about if Max Crosby's staying in the league. Because as soon as we fire Antonio Pierce, if we fire Antonio Pierce, the next question is going to be, is Max out? The next thing they're going to do is make for Max podcast to come out and just with bated breath wait for him to say anything that sounds like he might want to leave. The first thing they're going to ask him on that podcast is, so they fired Antonio Pierce, how you feeling about it? So we really going to know a lot on that upcoming Sunday. I think they do that podcast on Fridays, Saturday, or Sundays. And you know what? I don't even know. How about that? So Monday comes, we find out about AP. And then whenever Max Crosby's podcast comes on, we're going to find out about Max Crosby. And we don't want to lose Max Crosby. Not even because of his talent. Not even because of his drive. It's because of his image. It's because of who he is for the team, for the Raiders. He brings the Mad Max. The Mad Max is what the Raiders want to keep. He's an iconic figure now. He can be even more so if we win more. We can't let Max Crosby not be the face of the Raiders. We got to do whatever it takes to keep him, because it helps our franchise as a whole in the future to have him connected to the franchise and his accomplishments come while he's here in Las Vegas. And if we piss him off by firing AP, we're going to have to do a lot to apologize. And that's when it's money time. And good thing we got cap space, because if we get rid of AP and there's no guaranteed cash on Max's plate, he gonna go out there and look for the biggest piece of fucking chicken he can find. And everybody's gonna be out there trying to serve him something. Everybody. Who is not gonna take a chance at trying to get a mad Max Crosby who's mad at the freaking franchise? Somebody can throw something out there and get us. Shoot, maybe, what if the Vikings throw us their trash? What if you freaking Raider fans want that? Let's get rid of Max Crosby for the Vikings trash, right? Get a quarterback that way. Whatever. Stupidness is going on. We better not lose Max Crosby, because it's going to just put another just dark light on our franchise. It's going to fail. If we lose Max Crosby, it's going to fail as a move, because it's just going to turn everything upside down for the franchise. From a fan's point of view, it's going to really upset the locker room. It's going to really destroy it from that angle. So if we get rid of AP, we have got to throw the whole bag at Max Crosby. And all the apologies and thank yous we can give him, and we're going to have to accommodate Max Crosby if we fire Antonio Pierce. And they know that. The Raiders know that. Mark Davis knows that. And that doesn't mean that he won't fire Antonio Pierce because of that. What it does mean is he knows that that's something he's going to have to deal with as well. Why? Once Pierce is gone, he knows the next step is appeasing Max. And then the next step after that is find the head coach. But the first thing you got to do is if you fire AP is call Max into the room. Like when AP is walking out of the room saying, sorry, AP, we wish we could have done something better for you. It just didn't work out. Hey, Max, how you doing? Come in here. Let me tell you what's happening. Okay, we just got rid of AP and we're sorry, but look at this. This is a check, okay? You imagine a number, write it on this check, and give it back to us, and we'll put that in your account, okay? Because AP's on, and we're sorry about that, okay? But here's a bag. Fill that bag up with as much as you can like it's the Price is Right. And just throw dollars in there like it's a dollar dash. And keep as much as you want. And just stay here, okay? Because that's what you're going to have to do. Because he's going to be pissed off. He's already in a situation where he has the ability to leave. He's in a situation where he's not necessarily willing to leave, but he is weak enough to be able to be pushed into leaving. And we got some shoves coming at him if we fire Antonio Pierce, because that means Patrick Graham ain't coming back. Point blank, period. That's not. I say that's my guess and that's my observation. That's my theory. But the evidence of him not signing back already shows that he's leaving his options open. He's waiting and seeing. What is he waiting for? What is he trying to see? Seems like he's waiting for AP to me. And if he sees that he's gone, he's going to see his way out the door too. Because there's going to be a job for him somewhere. Even if he was the Raiders defensive coach. They saw how well the defense performed. The defense wasn't terrible. They gave up a lot of points because the offense sucked because Gardner Minshew couldn't stop turning the goddamn ball over. Especially in the other team's territory, right? So, we fire AP. We lose Patrick Graham. We may lose Max Crosby. If we don't lose Max Crosby, we're going to lose a lot of money. Not lose it, we're going to pay a lot of money to Max Crosby because he's not going to want to stay and play if AP's gone away and he doesn't know what the plan is. And they don't know what the plan is because if they hire AP, if they fire AP on Monday, unless there's been behind the scenes talks with Tom Brady and Mike Vrabel, who everybody seems to want, there's no plan. There's no executable plan. You can say that the plan is to hope to get Mike Vrabel, but that's not a plan. That's not a plan for to Max Crosby years. Our plan is to try to get somebody that somebody else wants. We're going to throw our hat into the ring for a coach that, he has ties here and he likes Tom Brady, but is that the tide that's going to keep him there? Is that the tide that's going to bring him to us? Or is the thing about Ohio State real? Does Mike Vrabel want to go back into college? Well, not back, but go into the college ranks, stay from the pro ranks. College football is fun to coach. Ask Jim Harbaugh. Or is there another place that's willing to give him more money than we can? There's no guarantee after we fire AP. Nothing's guaranteed after that. Unless there's some talk behind doors that no one knows about that shouldn't be happening. Outside of that, there's no guarantee. Unless they call Matt in and say, look, on the under, Tom's been talking to Mike, and we're going to keep him. We're going to bring him in as soon as the time comes. We had to get rid of Pierce ASAP so we could get, make it look like we are giving more time to interview. When we hire Mike Vrabel, make it seem like we weren't talking to him this whole time. We can't just fire you, hire him, and say, well, we didn't really talk about it. We just decided to do it. So, the Mike Vrabel plan has to be a good plan, and it has to be set and ready to go in Max Crosby's eyes, I believe. Because firing AP and saying we hope we can get this other coach, that's our plan, doesn't sound like a great plan to me. And I don't think it would sound like a great plan to Max if we have to tell him, look, we're hoping to get this coach. We're pretty sure we're going to get him because he's Tom Brady's buddy. So we'll get this coach. And he's going to change everything else about the team. And we still want you to say, oh, and we're changing quarterbacks again too. Yeah. Yeah, well, we don't know. We don't know what we're going to get out of them. So we're just going to go in there and we're just going to try it out. Yeah, another season of uncertainty. Huh? Yeah, he's probably going to lose. Yeah, we don't know what our offensive coordinator is going to be like because we haven't, Mike Vrabel hasn't told us who he wants as his offensive coordinator. And we're not really sure what offense we're going to run. And actually, we're still not really sure who our quarterback is going to be because our plan is to draft Shedeur. And it should work. But there's no guarantees in anything, Max. So that whole stability that we're talking about giving you, it's not stable right now. But it's coming. We said that last year when we had to fire way back when we had to fire John Gruden because that wasn't our fault. And that it wasn't our fault. And we had Rick Versace and we know everybody loved him, but hey, he was getting up there. You know what I'm saying? He's at the 70s, approach the 70s, next to or on the other side of 70. So we couldn't do that, Max. And then, we brought in Josh McDoofus, and we all know how that handled. We know how that happened, okay? We don't need to bring that up, okay? And now we brought in Antonio Pierce, and you were excited with that. We were excited that. We loved that. We think we could build with that, but then we changed our mind. And we're going after Vrabel. We're going after him, and he's no guarantee because, you can't guarantee anything that's not inked already. Well, if we say we're going to go after Vrabel says, yeah, I accept, and then Ohio State says, we're going to give you $10 million a year if you don't come here, and we're going to keep increasing the price until you come here. He going to go there. And then that plan's out the door, and then Mad Max is like, here we go again. That plan is falling out the door. All the 5 plans you had for a coach before him is falling out the door. You're getting rid of the quarterback that we had that was winning games for us last year when we were all ready to just quit the team, not quit the league. So we were still going to put our work in, but we were just ready to not be Raiders anymore. And now there's some pride. There's a feeling of a little Raider pride going around the locker room. And now you want to get rid of him too. Okay, everybody's on team with that. New head coach, new defense coordinator, new offensive coordinator, whole new staff, new quarterback, and it's all start over. And let's see who stays once Antonio Pierce is fired and Patrick Graham's gone, and we have all these free agents that are that we need to sign that are in love with Antonio Pierce and disgruntled. Okay, so then bye-bye Bobby Spills, because we know Bobby Spillane loves Antonio Pierce. And if Pierce is gone and his contract is up, and the Steelers is like, sorry, Bobby, we miss you and we want you back. Of course he's going to go back there. Why the heck wouldn't he? He has other options. People saw what Bobby Spills is going to do. They like, hey, shoot, we might bring in AP as our linebackers coach, Bobby. I mean, why wouldn't somebody do that? They saw what they did with Bobby Spills. He saw with the progression that he helped get out of Devon Diablo. Another team would be like, hey, we can deal with him as our linebackers coach if no one's going to put him on a head coaching deal. If we want Bobby Spills and Antonio Pierce is willing to come, let's go. We just improved our defense by a lot. Putting Antonio Pierce and Bobby Spills on your team, that's a plus no matter what defense you got. One, Bobby Spills has proven himself to be one of the top middle linebackers in the league. And if somebody says, Antonio Pierce, we want you to come here and be our defensive coordinator, he's on his way with Pierce wherever he goes. If he calls Bobby and says, they want me here, Bobby, I want you with me, and they going to give you the bag that you want, he coming. So Now we're gonna lose Bobby Spills over this if we fire Antonio Pierce. So a lot of things are gonna fall apart once we fire Antonio Pierce, if that's what happens. So be ready to lose players, okay? Because there's going to be a hard time convincing people that we are going to be successful with a 6-11 Mike Vrabel more than we would be with a 5-12 Antonio Pierce that's walking out. Because Mike Vrabel is coming in with a 6-11 record. Everything before those years don't count. And Antonio Pierce, everything during this year counts. So, hey, put it up against who you want to put it up. Okay? But understand, what are we going to do with the draft if we got to do all these other changes too? If we going to fire Antonio Pierce and we got to find a new offense coordinator and we got to find a new defensive coordinator, but and Mike Vrabel, by the way, he doesn't call offense or defensive plays. That's not been his thing. Well, I look through the record. You talk to the people that say that's not his thing. He's the motivator as much as anybody is. If you're going to call that type of job or that type of coach that title, a coach who's a CEO or a motivator, whatever you want to call it, that's what Vrabel is. So don't think he's coming in and he's going to jump on our offensive coordinating team and start doing it like the quarterback whisperer up there in Denver. That's not what we're going to get. Not from Mike Vrabel. So we got to pay attention to what we're going to do here, fans out there. So, because we got what we can do in the draft. What we do with AP is going to dictate who we get from a head coach, which is going to dictate even more so to an extent who and how we work our draft. But if the whole dream team is Vrabel, Sedeur, and Tom, it means we're taking that on and we're losing a lot of what we have. Because leaving Antonio Pierce behind, there's going to be other pieces that fall behind with him. And one of those major pieces could be Max Crosby, depending on how he feels about the team going forward when it comes down to hiring and firing head coaches. We're going to do this again with Mike Vrabel. How good is the relationship between Mike Vrabel and Tom Brady? Are they really good friends, or are they friends enough to get into a fight with each other friends? Because there's that too. There's that we're friends, but we're arguing over this because you're my boss, but I'm your buddy, and I want to do this, and you try and tell me what to do. And I came here because you're my buddy. Now you're trying to be my boss. Is that drama there? Hell yeah, it's there. Your boss, it can't be your best friend. That leads to problems, buddy. But if that comes here, we'll see. Hopefully not. I don't want to see more drama, more film and more clicks and more rumors. All the drama that everybody's tired of being involved with as Raider fans. Oh, get ready for it if we fire AP. Because this is all going to come tumbling down. There's going to be departures. There's going to be more move changes. There's going to be shaking and falling all over the place. So understand, when you fire Antonio Pierce, a lot more comes with just firing Antonio Pierce. When it comes to our draft position, it's all right. If you want to do a Sanders, he's still within our reach, whether we win or not. Okay? So, relax, everyone. We'll be fine. Enjoy the game. Have dreams of Sedeur if you choose. Sleep to the thoughts of AP being fired if that's what you want. But wait till Monday to see how it all falls. We will see on Max Crosby's podcast what the fallout is. And then we'll go into the draft wondering how we're going to figure out what we've done and where we are now and where we're going to get there. And if getting Shedeur Sanders in the draft is going to be what takes us over the top. Silver lining is we got a chance to get him, and a good chance. And it doesn't matter if we lose this game because we still have a chance. It doesn't matter if we win this game. We'll still have a chance. So let's win. Because you can't win them all, and the clouds get dark. So when you're looking for the bright side, come to the silver lining. Guru out.